at the end of the day, it's not like they're going it forward for case for case. I just want to understand how important this particular case is when it comes to the people and the mood in Kerala, when it comes to their approval for the Chief Minister.
Well, it's not really a matter of approval because minded that Pinarayi Vijayan is one of the very few CMs, if not the only one,
who has won a reterm.
Who has won a reterm, right? So he has his pulse.
Yes,
he has his hand on the pulse of people.
Of course.
And this, while this is damning to a certain extent, he can certainly go to the people's court and say that, hey, I was trying to just help people, and this is the money that you have entrusted me with. So I don't think so that it will gonna play a really important factor in terms of his perception as a leader.
Right.
But certainly if he were to move out of office, then that would be of great consequence to the politics of Kerala.
Oh yeah, because that is the worst case scenario that you're talking about, isn't it, Ajit Vijaykumar, at this stage, that he will have to demit office because of this particular case. We have Advocate Subhash Chandra with us on the broadcast. Let's quickly check in with him as well. Advocate Subhash Chandra, at this stage, if I were to ask you, what are the chances of the Chief Minister of Kerala demitting his office, having to force to demit his office because of this particular case?
Krishna, I don't think so. Actually, this will create more legal questions into these issues, because see, actually, this happened. The complaint is regarding the previous government, and the allegations are against the previous cabinet. And now the new assembly election has held in 2016, in 2021, and Pinarayi Vijayan has elected as a new chief minister to the new assembly. So obviously, even if a verdict is coming again from the lokayukta against Mr. Pinarayi Vijayan or the cabinet, or the decision is against them, then only it will obviously create a new legal issues, whether the CM has to demit his office on a issue regarding the previous government or the previous assembly. So I don't think it will be ended up very soon, or he has to demit his office immediately after the lokayukta verdict, lokayukta judgment, even if it's against him.
Okay. Then let me ask you the question I've been asking Ajit and Jisha over here. If the judgment is against him, in the court of the public, as somebody from Kerala yourself, in the court of the public, how much of a damage would be to the Chief Minister's image?
Even the petitioner, Sashikumar, said that even he knows the financial status of this person, Pinarayi Vijayan, who is a popular political leader. He's a very poor man. He hasn't made anything. So he has no problem in giving this financial assistance to his family. But the problem is the misuse of CMDRF. It has certain rules. It has to be supposed to be given to the victims of poor, but basically to poor families and victims of accidents or natural calamities. And there are a set of rules. So he mainly questions the violation of the rules, and also the government's discretion to allotting to which all persons are they giving. The NCP was a coalition partner of the LDF, and the other person, second person, is a CPM MLA who was given the financial aid. And the third person is the policeman who died while giving escort to the CPM state secretary of the then CPM state secretary, Kodiyeri Balakrishnan. So the petitioner was basically questioning this kind of favoritism and giving to the people who are close to CPM. So this has been an allegation raised by opposition parties for a long time, that CPM would give this kind of misuse the power for people close to them. And this kind of reinforcing this, if the case comes up against the CM, then it kind of reinforces that allegation that the CPM will has a favoritism to all the people and the parties.
Jisha, I wanted to ask you something in context of what you just said, right? In terms of the money that has been taken out from the CM Disaster Relief Fund, that's the problem here, because it's not about giving money to people and helping them, but then as a chief minister, you have been entrusted with that money, and you can't use it, while violating laws. I think that's the core problem here. And we would like to know from you, in terms of what's happening on the ground, in terms of the people's perception about it, in terms of has he actually misused his powers?
Yes, there are specific rules in terms of allotting the fund from the CMDRF fund, especially last year during the flood, not last year in 2018. A lot of people have contributed from the meager revenue. Like people have donated their gold, some have donated their the meager salary they have from their to this CMDRF fund, especially after natural calamities like flood. So there are a lot of emotions going into this CMDRF fund. It has to be properly, there must be transparency in its spending. There must be proper rules in the spending, and it should be properly discussed. So here, particularly in this case, the allegation is that there was no proper request from the part of the parties who got the fund. So the families, they haven't sent a proper application for allocating this financial aid from the CMDRF. So there are lapses in procedures. So considering all this, like the people's emotion towards the CMDRF fund, because there are a lot of contributions from their part, and also the misuse of rules. So
Right.
there must
Fair
be
enough.
strong reactions coming up.
Oh, there must be. We'll wait on that. Let me take this across to Advocate Subhash Chandra, who continues to be with us on this broadcast. Advocate Subhash Chandra, talk to us about the fact that now this is going to be referred to a 3-judge bench. What happens legally, step by step from here on, and how long before we have a final verdict on this?
See, actually, now the case will the matter will have to heard first from the beginning itself. So because the matter was heard by 2 bench, and now the new member has been added to this hearing. So it will be heard from the day one. It will be heard from the beginning itself. So the arguments will have to take place, and the matter will be heard. And we cannot say within this much time the hearing will be concluded. So it has to decided by the lokayukta and their convenience. So and even after in the matter, if they are reserving the order according to Supreme Court judgments in some other matters, they will have to deliver the judgment within 3 months. So, and that's up to the convenience of the lokayukta. So I think it may take another year or more than that to conclude the new proceedings.